Welcome to a new episode of Beyond the Horizon. I am your host, Tabea Zoe, and on this podcast, we redefine reality one conversation at a time to lead into what we already feel emerging beyond the horizon. And today's topic is leadership in love. For this conversation and this topic, I am joined by Sabrina Jeblaoui. You maybe already know her from her newsletter, The Berlin Flow, or her Instagram account, People Reflections. She is a connector, a community builder, and also a spiritual coach, and a Pisces, just as I am. In this conversation, we really flow together in a Piscean way, very poetic, talking about unconditional love from the divine, how to move with the waves of life and really anchor in that love as the leading force in your life and for your leadership when it comes to your impact on the world as we move into the new paradigm. So let's get into the conversation. Hello, Sabrina.
Hello.
Lovely to have you. How do you perceive the shift in our consciousness? So what do you sense? What do you feel happening right now?
So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. I really feel that we are shifting consciousness, which means that we are slowly coming back to the present moment more and more. So we are getting into more alignment, which means that our thoughts, our emotions, our action are getting aligned. So what we always dreamt of is starting to become reality slowly but surely and collectively. So it's not anymore about individualism, but we are really shifting this consciousness into the collective. So we are not thinking only about me, my ego, my own self, my own only desires, but we are starting to think about the other as our perfect mirror somehow. I really feel that, shifting consciousness, not everyone will shift at the same time. Everyone will shift in a way.
Yeah.
But the more we resist, the more we will slowing down our evolution as a collective. So we are being asked to be more present and center into our heart. And it seems really complicated, but it's going to be easier and easier. And what I feel is that if we are doing that individually, we are shifting the consciousness of the whole planet. We must be and stay rooted in our light in order to elevate the vibration of the whole consciousness and the whole planet. Planet Earth is evolving naturally without asking our permission. It's an entity. And we cannot resist. We can resist until a certain time, but the person, I feel that the people who will resist, they will have a lot of struggles. And the more struggle they will have, and the quicker they will elevate their own consciousness. Because I really feel that actually in my life, the more pain I could hold and I could receive and I could handle, and the more light I could embody. So I feel we are getting there collectively, but of course not at the same rhythm, not at the same pace. But I feel that the ones who suffered a lot in their childhood, in their life, and the one who did the spiritual and healing work in the last years are the ones who are going to be the leaders for the new world, which means there will be the helper, the light workers who are going to help these people who have a lot of resistance to change.
Yeah, and I feel like, there are different ways of getting there or getting into the higher consciousness, and sometimes we need to be shaken through by life to get it, and to move. And it's always the question, okay, which path do you take? Do you want to move with the movement and the current that is already happening? Do you want to lean into where life is guiding you? Or do you try to resist it and then it's like being in the waves, You either move with the waves or you try to anchor your feet onto the ground and then the wave is like really harsh. or you try to move against the wave and then you crash into it. So yeah, how do you move? How do you move with the consciousness? That's the big question. And at the same time, so many people are not able to see or to rise in consciousness without that struggle, without that first-hand experience. We can listen to so much information, but we need to embody what we have learned to really get there, to really rise in consciousness. So there is no right or wrong, there isn't the right path, but just the path that you choose. And you can also always shift. You can always decide to move differently in one moment and then in the next again. So the second question is, what do you feel in that future? What do you feel emerging? And I know that you already feel this telepathy. So I'm very curious what you think will come when you feel into the future, what you already feel is happening now. What else do you see or feel, sense?
So what I see, it's much more collaboration, communities. I think that many people living in cities will move into nature and go back to the earth, learning how to plant fruits and vegetables, learning to live in community, learning a new way to move through life with choosing the path of least resistance, as you said, like following the wave, being the wave. And I really feel that we are going to develop our magical powers. Everything that we saw in movies are going to happen because only our imagination is just creating our reality.
Yeah.
So I believe that when we are centered, rooted in our light, our heart, we can send waves of vibration, and this creates telepathy also with another person. If two persons are rooted in light, in love, and present, we can totally send the same information and communicate. We will be able to read energies instantly. We will be able even to move emotion more quickly. Also, to be in a state where sometimes when we are on mushrooms, we can just create instantly music, or it's going to be interesting. Yes.
And what is your biggest wish that you want in the future? What do you want to create for that future?
I would love to create unity, more awareness, teach people to let go of control and to accept themselves the way they are with love and compassion again. I wish for more smiles in the streets. I wish that we live more in the reality, letting go slowly of social medias and but that we use these tools in for our service, and that we come together and we go back to simplicity, living in synchrony with nature, living in the same rhythm all together with less protection, because what is blocking at the moment is like people are living in the past, in the future. They have a lot of walls in front of their hearts
Yeah.
that create separation and fears. I really would love for the future that we create all projects together, like we come with our own unique gifts and we build new systems that will help so many people to raise and to connect to their heart. Sounds simple, but
Yeah, simple and difficult at the same time, right? Yeah, how do we get there? So, when we first talked about what we want to talk about, I mean, so many things flowed, but we really came back to things that you already said. Presence, being in the heart, being the light right now. So when we drop into that topic of what it looks like to lead with love and with presence, what is the first thing that comes up for you, that comes to mind?
so for me, we have to let go of our expectation from life. We have to let life live through us. have to feel more and to embody this light in our daily life, even though we don't know exactly what our purpose is, what our mission. I really feel we must wake up every day with the intention of sharing our light, helping and serving others. Because only like that we serve ourselves and we are attracting everything that we deserve and what we want, right? By not wanting, we attract everything. And this is like spirituality. But I really feel that the mission really should be to be humble and to really serve in our daily life, smiling to strangers, helping someone, and making purpose, or we will never be millionaires, or we will never be so successful on Instagram, but we will be in the purpose of the heart.
Yeah.
We will be connected to the life itself.
Yeah. For me, there was such a big manifestation, of course, and had this dance with the universe, creating, often taking on more of the masculine role in that dance of like creating something, go suit, and then magic unfolded and I really surrendered into the process, and then things started to happen. With time, over the past couple of years, my intuition developed into more like I'm opening up my channel and then I just receive, and there's no agenda to what I really want. It's not that I'm telling like universe, this is my idea, this is exactly what needs to come through, this is what I'm manifesting, it's just pure surrender. And at some point for me it clicked that I felt like the next level of manifestation is actually just channeling, not channeling through information or connecting to the divine, but really channeling as a way of, as you also said, like allowing life to move through me, of not having resistance to whatever the divine or God wants from me, but just being there and allowing it to come through. And the thing is, like the best things happen in surrender. The most incredible manifestation stories were not when I said like I wanted this and this and this, but when I just leaned back and trusted. So for example, like the house that I'm living in right now, we didn't have a next place lined up. We had a month left and we didn't look for an apartment because my fiance and I, we both felt like we don't really need to look. We are so in trust. We have so much faith that the right thing will happen. And everyone was like, what are you doing? Are you looking for something? What will you do afterwards? And so on. And then we had 3 weeks left to our lease. And a friend calls me, I have the perfect house for you. And 2 weeks before our lease ended, we looked at this house and we are standing with the owner in the cellar. He showed us the whole house. And he was like, yeah, what is your timeline? What is your plan? What do you want to do? And I was like, yeah, we have like an apartment for another 2 weeks. So that's our timeline. And he was like, yeah, you can move in 2 weeks. Don't worry. And part of the house is also a holiday home, a holiday apartment. So last year by like accident, like pure surrender to life, I started a second business renting out that holiday home, and it just all fell together magically intertwined. And this is what happens when you really trust life just moving through you and not trying to have this control or an agenda to make something happen, when the divine has greater plans that you don't know. So why do it's kind of even insulting or disrespectful that you think that you can manage life better than life manages itself. Like, it doesn't work. And of course, I feel like there is the balance with the humbleness as well. I feel like I have, like, when it is about the divine, I'm so humble, I am in devotion, I am in service, and I am a vessel for that. But then also this human part where of course I cannot just be humble, but I also need to stand up for myself, and I need to like own the part that I have and bringing it into the world, and in like channeling it through or being the vessel for love. That also means that I hold boundaries and am clear in what I do, so that I am able to be a clear vessel, so that I am able to hold love. Otherwise it wouldn't even so.
And being courageous, because love requires courage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel, yeah, it's a balance between this trust and this surrender, and also being grounded and doing the action to challenge ourselves, to grow, and to tell also. It's like a conversation with the divine. When you're doing the action that is challenging, then you're telling the universe that you are ready, right? And you're like, okay, I'm courageous, I show you I'm courageous, and I go for it.
Yeah.
And to be able also to make mistakes. That mistakes are really powerful. Like yeah, mistake really show us this humility again. That before we walk as a kid, we fall, and we must fall in order to rise. And without that, we can really in our ego
Yeah.
and disconnect for our humanity.
Yeah. I feel like what we come out of collectively is much more of this harsh world of looking more at the ego and so on. Mistakes or mistakes or failing and stuff like that is something that is not really allowed, or that people don't share, because it doesn't go hand in hand with the image of success or the ego and so on that we want to portray. So I feel like this allowing yourself to fail could be such a big point of establishing this humbleness again, to move forward a different way, to say like, I am still human, I make mistakes.
And also, when you allow yourself to make mistake in front of people and to show people that you're making a mistake, you create more connection.
Yeah.
And in September, I started to sing shamanic songs coming to me, and I wanted to sing and to be courageous to sing in a big circle with people I don't really know. And in this moment, I just say to everyone, hey, I'm new to singing. Maybe I'm failing. If I'm failing, just send me some love. What I would need. And then I sang, and it was good, and everything went right. But if it would be okay, because I would just show myself vulnerable, and I would also create connection, and people would maybe say to themselves, oh, I'm not the only one who failed. There are others. So I think sometimes I love to fail, just to...
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's also part of going all in, or being truly in service, is allowing yourself to fail or mess up or look stupid as you're doing it. Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to. You would hold back all of the time and not allow yourself to go all in.
And to allow people to be comfortable with you, because each time in the women's circle, at the beginning, I'm stressed. And I say to everyone, hey, it's a lot of new energies now. I'm a bit stressed, but it's always like that. So it will be better during the circle. And people feel better.
Yeah.
And sometimes I sing and I really mistake, I go out of alignment. And then I laugh about myself, and I say to the people, yeah, I fell. Then maybe you feel more comfortable now.
Yeah.
And it's like also having compassion toward ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to the compassion to yourself, but also this open-heartedness to other people, what does it mean for you to live in love, or to live open-heartedly and be the light in love?
In the past, I confused love with people-pleasing.
Yeah.
So I would say that sometimes love is harsh. Love is saying no.
Yeah.
Love is saying the truth. For me, love is the truth in the moment. Like, it's connecting to our feelings, and that it's alignment. For me, being in love, being in true compassion with ourselves and with others, is to really listen to our feeling and to be true to these feelings at the present moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I have to please someone. It doesn't mean that I have to be perfect, but it means that I am true to myself, that I honor my truth, and that I speak my truth. And sometimes the truth is hard.
Yeah.
But I'm not also responsible of other people's emotions. I am responsible of the way I feel, and I let the power to the people handle their emotions. I am not a safe place for people. It's an illusion to think that I can create safety in other people.
Yeah.
The same than the other, and I don't have power over other people. So the truth sometimes is hard,
Yeah.
but love everything. I always say that love everything. Love the darkness.
Yeah.
Love is the light who can just make the darkness disappear. I feel that sometimes saying our truth, even though it's hard, it's an act of love. So
Yeah.
people have the possibility to grow into their own truth.
And even just saying like you love the darkness, it's like bring truth to the darkness.
Yes.
That's how we love the darkness. It's not by like being love and light. It's
Yes.
by bringing truth into the darkness. For me, just like hearing you like love is truth, it just came so deep to my core because like last week something happened that truly shattered my heart, like a betrayal that I thought would never happen. And I looked back, and I mean, I feel like I'm still heartbroken in a way in that from that situation. And I looked back at the past like 1.5 years of the situation unfolding, and you know, the whole time I thought I was acting out of love. The whole time I thought like I am so like loving and understanding, and I am coming into this with so much love and so open-heartedly. And what I saw was actually, while there was a lot of love, maybe 2/3 were love, but there was 1/3 of fear. And the fear of actually speaking my truth, of actually just standing in my feeling, in my truth, in that whole situation. And I mean, this happens so often, and I feel like I have come so far from like the people-pleasing, shy person that I was, but still it happens. And the illusion of fear is so great that sometimes we don't understand that love is truth. And the truth is what, you know, it's not just about this loving other people. That's not what true open-heartedness means. True open-heartedness means that you are in resonance not only with the other person, but also with yourself and with your own truth. And the deepest layer of that, what it means to be in integrity with that loving energy, is to be in truth. No matter what that looks like on the outside, no matter what other people think. And then this heart shattering, you know, you feel like your heart is broken, but at the same time, it's like it's breaking open. And this was my experience so often. That, you know, I feel heartbroken, but actually through the gaps from the brokenness, more light can come in, more love can come in. And it's like my experience is so often that when I'm heartbroken, afterwards I am even more in love than I was in the situation before. It's like crazy how able we are to be in love when we come back into the truth. And maybe when we think about that, even, you know, just with the image I was getting with the breaking open, the brokenness, maybe what we feel in that heartbreak is actually not a heart breaking, but the walls breaking, the walls that we have built up around.
Yes, against the truth.
Yeah.
The truth of the heart, and to accept and love people with their own darkness. And they are able to have this power over us to break our heart so we can embody more love and we can learn, so everyone is our teacher. And I am so resonating with what you just say, because I had my heart so many times broken, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because it's like a game somehow when I am asking myself, do I choose fear or do I choose love? again. And the more I choose the love, and the more synchronicities are happening in my life, and the more beauty is coming, and I'm inviting more love and healing and service, and it's like being a warrior of light.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm going to choose the light. I'm walking for the light, and the truth is in my heart, and to follow this truth with certainty. And it means with certainty is that I am not deciding. I am in service with the divine. I'm here to serve
Yeah.
light. I'm a warrior. There are a lot of warriors. I'm not above anyone. I'm here. I know my mission. And I know that everything that happened that broke my heart was just initiation. Beautiful initiation to become the master of energy. It's like because we are just learning how to master energy and to be in balance. And when we start to be in balance, we bring alignment. And when we bring alignment, we spread so much more love and light around us that we have a very positive effect in the world.
Yeah.
People who receive this light will share more light, and this is a ripple effect, and this is how the world is changing at the moment, and how and to have faith, to come back to the faith, and the full trust that everything is working out for us, not against us. And we are here to remind each other, like even in this podcast, you remind me and I remind you, and we are feeding each other from a lot of light, so we can see it more.
Yeah, and I think that's so interesting how you describe it, that it's actually like this, I don't know which words you just used, but something like this energetic recalibration, even to find out, like fine tune the energetic or learn the energetic to hold even more love. When I looked at your a poem that you wrote in your notes app and shared on Instagram, I was thinking of something that I wrote in a season of mine when I felt very heartbroken and lonely, and it was just like a sentence, maybe this is the season for love and loneliness to dance in unison. And for me it was so much about this love and loneliness, or like heartbreak and love, that it's the same thing. It is, even in the heartbreak, I am so in love, and I feel even more connected to life itself, because it is this energetic recalibration. How can I hold even more? How can I hold even more?
I have the image of the baby who is cracking open from the womb. When we are born, we just crack open, and it's hard. It's a lot of pain. Like the baby is screaming and the mother is suffering, but there is so much, like there is love coming out of that.
Yeah.
It's the same like with the heartbroken that you described.
Yeah. And then for me, there are different movements of energy, I would say, different ways we can work with energy. And one stream of energy is this channeling energy from above and guiding it through. Another one is more of this energetic, emotional cycle where you transmute energy into something else. And one really important movement of energy is heart resonance. And one thing is like this, and it is the same thing, when I kind of think in my scheme of things, it's like this, the heart resonance is what happens when you are in true integrity, when it aligns who you are as your soul, how you feel, your authentic essence, how you feel, how you think, and it aligns with your words and your action. And it's kind of, this is the way from the inside out, But then there's also this heart resonance that you allow in when you open yourself up to be open-heartedly and allow the energy, the resonance of someone else in, and you see yourself in someone else.
Yes.
And this, I feel like, is this is so underestimated, this power of what can happen when we truly allow ourselves to be in resonance and to kind of tune into each other without losing ourselves, without stepping over our boundaries or getting hooked into someone else's energy field. That can also happen, but being in our own, sitting in our own consciousness, in our own alignment. Yes, that's the other line. If you're watching us, you know what we are talking about with the lines. Yeah, when we sit in our own consciousness, in our own alignment, and then we allow the energy to resonate, to flow out of us, that's when we can create this heart resonance. And it is not just with another, it can be with another person, it can be with art, it can be with an idea, it can be with a poem. You know, when you read someone else's work and then you are reminded of your own work, just like I was, and then, you know, it's kind of you tune into the collective consciousness through these connections.
Most of the people, they in this society, with the conditioning that we have, they create to get external validation or attention. They create for others. But I really feel that it must come for creation for ourselves, from our own heart, in order to resonate with other hearts. Because only when we are centered to ourselves and our truth that we can create, and we will not have to control how people resonate with us, but people will automatically resonate with us without needing to control.
No.
So I love to create things for myself and then, of course, like share it. And the people who are in resonance just come naturally. And when I did want to control and create for others, it didn't work. It blocked the flow. So it's really like also this image of the cross that you say, like, I'm rooted in my light, in the earth, the above, but also it creates this ripple effect horizontally, like it's the cross of Jesus, right?
Yeah.
And Jesus, like, just being heartbroken.
Yeah.
Being here heartbroken and showing everyone that it's heartbroken, and so much light went out of this character.
Yeah.
Like, so beautiful image.
Doing it for external validation, trying to control something, this is what I feel in our future as we rise in consciousness, that these things will not work anymore. And when we are honest, it's not working now. You know, and I think even more for people who are led by their heart and who are more in their feminine energy, who really like move from the inside out, have felt that for a long time. Like the way the structure of a society, of a culture just doesn't work. Like this pushing, pretending to be something you are not, trying to use the next strategy to trick someone into blah, 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 blah. You know, it just all doesn't resonate again with the heart. And then it's blocked. And for so many people that are more masculine led, that work more from the outside in, maybe need those experiences to then come into recognition of themselves and then change again. But for those who are more led by their feminine, it's like it doesn't even work. There is such a big block. And I feel like that is why it's so important for us to lead in love into the next consciousness, because we already know what it looks like. We already know what it feels like. We already know how it feels when it doesn't work, and that we need to lead in a different way, even if right now, maybe in external reality, we do not have the evidence and the proof that it is working. But we have the faith and the trust that we know this is in alignment, and this is the flow of life where we are guided. So let's stay the course. Let's move with those waves.
And let's all connect to this vision, this imagination, because only through imagination, and we know that because we are both Pisces, only through imagination we create. And it's the visionaries, the out of the box, the outsiders who create the new world, the one who believe the impossible. So we must continue to imagine what a better world is. For me, is a big teaching of being Pisces, actually. It's really like, with all the shit that I went through, all the traumas, all the pain, my imagination saved me. I could imagine more light, a better world, where we are supporting each other, and through that I could face all the challenges that I faced. Really imagining being sometimes in the dreams, in the illusions. But
do you want to maybe share one story where your imagination, the vision, pulled you forward?
Yes. So I remember when I was a kid, I was feeling super lonely and out of the box. I grew up in a foster family, and I would really wanted to become a singer. I really was in my room dreaming, singing, imagining me on stage. And somehow I started to sing last summer. Not on stage yet, but I started to sing and to feel my voice and to express myself. And for me, this is thanks to this imagination. I imagine that one day I would express myself. And now I have a channel. There are so many different ways where I express myself now. This little Sabrina dared to imagine and to believe. I always see the light guiding me through all this darkness. And I always was the one who was smiling despite all the pain. And to imagine that there is better for me led me where I am now.
Yeah.
Healthy, trying to do my best, helping people. And I'm very touched when I'm sharing that with you because it was not the easiest path, but it was so rich, so I can also now start to embody this leadership.
Yeah.
And when we talk about this leadership of this new world, it's being the light for others. It's showing others that this new way of living is possible, that being authentic is safe, that we can just be who we are and create and accept and love ourselves. And
Yeah. And for those of you listening right now, I feel like what we are discussing, like this whole thing, you may have heard that as like spiritual concepts before. It is nothing new that we are talking about. But often when you don't get it or you don't feel it, it seems so easy, superficial, or kind of like you are bypassing what is really going on. And what you can hear is, you know, this feeling of we are light workers and we are moving from love does not come from a superficial place. It comes from this deep hurt. And so many people that go through hardship will harden in their life. What happens when you don't allow yourself to harden? What happens when you don't allow yourself to break, but you break open instead? What happens when you still, through the pain, see it as the birth where pain and love are so close together and you choose to feel the love instead and move from that into the future? And when you really get that, you know, so many people will also in my life mistake my innocence as naivety. But it's not naive. It's not because I haven't experienced anything. It is because I have experienced things and I have chosen to still stay connected to a childlike spirit, a spirit of creation, a spirit of beginning, a spirit of learning, and a spirit of love, of unconditional love. And that is like the strength. The strength that we need is to stay open-hearted and to stay true to ourselves, even in those moments.
what you do and what you do to others, you do to yourself.
Yeah.
So when I'm coming also back to this generosity without fear, because I also experienced this, I want to control everything, I feel in scarcity, I'm in competition with others, I'm jealous, blah, 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 blah. And it happens still sometimes, right? Because I am on my journey, on my way still to grow. Yeah, when you are in this scarcity, this control, you block everything. And you are starting to close your heart, to be less generous, and to be in this mode of transactional thing that you have to give me that in order that I give you that.
Yeah.
And I experienced that, and it blocks the flow again.
Yeah.
So, and when I start to be generous with trusting that what I'm giving to others, it's coming back to me 10 times more.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I want to give, I serve. And I know with certainty in my heart that I'm supported.
Yes.
I'm supported by the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And the generosity of just being even generous in the vulnerability, generous in sharing your own story, it is strength. It takes so much courage. It takes so much backbone for yourself to hold yourself through even the fear of rejection or the moments when you allow someone to break your heart when you live open-heartedly. But then when someone breaks your heart, you still don't put up walls. It's like it takes so much inner strength that people do not see when they just look at the generosity of giving in love. But it is both, you know, it is never separate. It is both at the same time.
Yes, and then only through experience, and we can embody the wisdom.
Yeah.
We can go a lot with our heads and try to control also our growth. We can read so many books and hear so many people, but until we are experiencing ourselves, we cannot learn the lesson
Yeah.
and live this new world that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So we must go through things and be courageous to face the things and not to numb, not to avoid, just facing with courage, because with courage you always reap rewards, but you need to jump into the unknown. You need to face what does that mean to face rejection and humiliation and all this stuff. I started to do live on Instagram sometimes, and at the beginning I was scared, but I would just go because I knew that the more I expose myself and the more I build this capacity of sharing my heart and sharing myself and be visible and helping them, more people. But I'm still ongoing process. It's not like easy, but we're all trying to expose ourselves more and to be courageous.
What we are talking about is more like self-leadership, I would say, leading ourselves through life and staying open-hearted while doing so. But you also build communities and are a connector, and part of that, most I can imagine, is being generous and open-hearted, and as you say, like share and help others and guide others. But what do you feel like really means this leadership when it comes to connection and moving like more of the collective even into something else? What does leadership look like then, or what do you imagine for the leadership?
Trusting others as trust the divine, and you would trust yourself, as like really like embodying all this trust. Because I believe that the real leader is the one who empowered the other, who hear the other person, which I'm still learning how to do it, because I'm doing all my project alone, but now I'm going into more partnership, collaboration, and I wish to work with more people in collaboration at the same level where I share my own project with others. Like, that I can even give some power from the project to others. I've done mushroom like this weekend with 2 friends, and there were like one friend who were wanting to lead and to give ideas often, and I would see my ego sometimes trying to, it's me, I want to share my idea, it's my idea. But then I would just tell myself, no, like, what if you trust her? Trust that she has amazing ideas. As if this person is you, because this person is another.
It's you.
It's you. Exactly.
It's you.
And when I would do that, amazing ideas would come. I would just trust others that they have the power.
Yeah.
And this is what coaching is. You trust that the other person has their own answers, that you don't heal, you don't do anything. You just hold space, and you trust that the other person can heal themselves.
Yes.
And this is the true leaders. It's not control, it's not giving orders, it's empowering others to be themselves and to hear and to hold space for them.
Yeah.
And to be the example. To be the example and to be humble and to go back to this place of I don't know nothing, and then everything can come. Everything can emerge from that.
Yeah, I feel the same way, and I feel like with leadership we have been taught that leadership is so close to dominance, like manipulating other people, dominating other people, having a hierarchy between each other, that when there is a leader there must be followers. But what I really see is what you are saying, like trusting the other person and leading by walking together, by going on the same path and walking hand in hand as we go there, as every single one of us leads themselves. As I lead myself, you lead yourself, we come together, and then we can lead even more people or show others how they can lead themselves from their truth, from from their own sovereignty without giving away any power. Leadership doesn't mean that you have the power and someone else doesn't, and they then follow you because you have the power or the authority. It means like we all have authority and power, and then we come together. And another image that I love is the spiraling upwards together. Maybe at this point in time with my clients, I am like further along and I am sharing much of my process and my wisdom so they can like catapult themselves into something else. But I know that some of my clients will be much more powerful than I am, even, when I tap into someone else's energy field. And sometimes I'm like, whoa, you actually have much more gifts than I have. You have much more power in the spiritual realm. But it's just like a moment in time. And I can imagine myself coming back to them, to my current clients and say like, okay, now you lead me. Because there is no hierarchy. It's just we are walking the path together and we are spiraling. We are all in our own evolution and we can meet each other at different points in that. And there is no separation. I feel like the real power is the seeing yourself in the other person and seeing the other person in you as well.
And seeing behind the veil.
Yeah.
Behind the mask. For example, sometimes we judge people on what they wear, how they look. We have to see every human being as a teacher. Having this openness, like being a child. The children in general are the best teachers.
Yeah.
They are present and they're connected to their heart. They're always they're curious, they want to know what's going on. And I feel that when we can go into this humble position again of going backwards, we can find back our essence, our soul, and the connection that we have with others.
All of this is only possible when we are present, when we are in the moment and we allow ourselves to feel the moment, to sense what is going on, and we do not separate ourselves by going into the past, into past stories, into past experiences, holding grudges, holding on to grief. But we also don't we need to hold the vision, but we don't go into the future to escape what is going on right now. Or to worry about what is going on. Only in presence, like the real faith and trust is possible when we are here.
I really feel that when we are neutral, we are in balance. Because we are not judging the past, we are not expecting from the future, we are present and we are neutral. We are not trying to control or to have regrets. I feel that when we are neutral, we can be open-minded, open-hearted, when we are curious again, and we can see the different perceptions that are offered to us. For example, when I have a conflict with a friend or a conflict is arising where I really try to come back to this neutrality, to this, if I would be neutral, and impartial, what are the different perspectives? Okay, there is my perspective with my values, my filters, but there is also other perceptions that are possible. What is the perception of this other person, this friend? Can I understand? Can I open my heart and understand her perception? Because only when I understand her perception, I can come back.
Into connection.
Not saying that we must let go of our values, but we can express our perception and understand the perception of others. And only by being neutral and trying to be neutral, we can be open to all possibilities. Yeah. It's like the perception, because it happens to me recently with a friend where she did that to me and it is not okay, and I go to my ego and to more separation, and I have this moment of consciousness where I am asking, okay, wait, what do you want? Do you want to come together with this person, or do you want to separate, to create more separation? No, my heart wants to create more connection. How can I create more connection? I can maybe understand her perception. Maybe she had good intention. Maybe I can trust her that she had session. And then I start to open my heart, see asking question to this friend, and then there were no conflict. And I was like, wow, I can trust that when, and the other person perception, then there is no conflict.
You can be open-hearted and you can be neutral and you can see the other point of view and still come to a different conclusion than connection. But I feel like the neutrality is, when you don't come into the neutrality first and you do not open yourself up, you do not see. I have this image of a blank slate that actually clears your eyes. It's like before it is all foggy and clouded and you cannot see anything. But once you come into this place of neutrality, everything becomes sharp. And then you can really decide, then you can open up. And the other neutrality is really what I loved, what you said, like the expectations and the past stories and so on. Like there are so many things that often play into what we are doing without us pausing and recognizing it. But when we come into this place, like the cross where we come into this seat of consciousness, the seat of consciousness, I would say, is the most neutral place where you become the observer and then you also see your ego, your stories, your expectations. And then it can be all wiped away for you to really come into this clarity.
I feel that it's accessible to everyone. We are not the chosen one. I don't believe this concept. I believe that everyone is a chosen one and that everyone can access that depending on our past and our desires. But it requires resilience, consistency, effort, and vision and dreams and feelings.
Yeah, and I feel like it is a choice. It is a choice to come into love, and it is a choice that is always available.
Yes.
As you said, smiling at a stranger, and even when we don't talk about in connection to other people, just in daily life, love is all around. Love is all around, and love is in the ordinary, in every single action. We can come into every action, every thought, every word with love. It is about this openness to allow the love to come through. You can peel an orange and be in love with life. You can see the mystical and the mundane in every single moment. It is always available. But it is a choice to come into this place where you can see it, where you can sense it.
It's a choice. And I feel that we can only access true freedom when we choose our thought. And when we choose our thought and we choose love all the time, we become truly free. Because most of the people are looking for freedom in the outside again, with money, success, status, etc. But true freedom is in the heart.
Yeah, truth will set you free.
Truth will set you free.
Yeah, it feels like a full circle moment.
Yes. I love it.
Yeah. What do you see as your role in bringing this desired reality in?
Yes, my role is to stay rooted in my light and in my truth and to help and serve others. And I don't know in which forms of shape it will take, and I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because I want magic to unfold and I want life to surprise me because I love surprises.
I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
And the second one is, how do you guide and support others? I mean, you've already said it, but maybe you want to expand a little bit.
Yes. So I'm offering spiritual coaching. It's a mix between intuitive therapy, coaching, channeling, everything that I've learned from my experiences. I'm holding space for people to be who they are authentically, and I'm happy to guide, to ask questions that will break their own systems and open their mind and their heart even more. I also have a Berlin-based newsletter where I other people light and work and events. So there is one Instagram which is called People's Reflections, which is a bunch of interviews of amazing people sharing their truths And there is my personal Instagram, Sabrina Jeblaoui, where I share slowly my truths in front of the camera, and where you can connect
Beautiful.
with me. I have also a Telegram group, The Visionary Mind, where I share every day for free spiritual wisdom insights for people, to motivate people to stay rooted in their light and to motivate myself.
Yeah, beautiful. So I will also link everything down below for you people. Sabrina, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you
And
for giving me the space.
of course, yeah, it is so much light and I love it. I mean, we are both beaming. It's just smiley, smiley, smiley. And you can just imagine how much light Sabrina brings in with all of her different offers and communities and everything that she does. So thank you so much for being here. All of Sabrina's work you can find linked down below. If you want to get in contact with her about working with her one-on-one as a spiritual coach, you can follow the Calendly link and book a first initial alignment call with her to get to know her offers and see if it fits. And everything else you best find on Instagram. Her personal Instagram, Sabrina Jeblaoui, is where she shares her spiritual concepts and her spiritual wisdom. She also does that on a Telegram channel, The Visionary Mind, where she drops in wisdom every single day for free. Then you can find her other Instagram at the Berlin Flow, which is her newsletter sharing everything that is going on in Berlin in the spiritual community, and her other Instagram that is called People Reflections, where she interviews very interesting people about how they like Berlin, their experiences and their opinions about Berlin, spirituality, self-development, and so on. And if you want to dive deeper into my world, I have an incredible offer going on right now. It is a free online immersion that started on Friday and is going on until the 28th of May, and it is called The Love of Your Life. It really fits with the theme of this episode and is all about living in love, anchoring into this experience of deep love, not limited to romantic relationships, but expanded into a whole romance with all of life. We connect to the feminine and the masculine through two great energetic entities, the muse, life force, the energy rushing through, and time, the great containment of life, God. Part of this free immersion is a Telegram channel in which you receive daily transmissions about these concepts, energetic principles, exercises, activations, meditations. So every single day there's something new for you to tune into. And at some point within these 6 weeks, there will be 3 live sessions to go even deeper. It is all for free. You can find it through the link down below or go to thecreativewaters.com to find it. You can also find me on Instagram at Tabea and follow the podcast at Beyond the Horizon. And if you liked this conversation, please share it with other people, give it a rating or subscribe. That really helps me in growing this podcast even further. Thank you so much for listening until the end, and I will talk to you in 2 weeks. Until then, bye.